Alright guys, episode 3 of our sealed only Fire King deck series. Before we get into our first duel, I had some extra trade credit. We only got 2 of the ashes. We didn't get any of the pot of prosperities. So I went and I got 6 more booster packs with my extra trade credit I have in my local card shop. And we're going to open them up and see if we can get that third ash or at least 1 pot of prosperity. And then we'll get into our first duel. If you don't know what we're doing, we're taking 3 Fire King structure decks, making them into a deck, and then opening up packs, which you should check out episode 2. We had some fire pulls out of the Rarity Collection booster box. And if we lose, and then we're going to duel online with the 3 structure decks. If we lose a duel, we get to add 1 card that we've pulled to our deck. If we win a duel, we get to add 2. So here we go. First pull, Inspector Border. We got Ghostrick, Angel of Mischief. We got a Nightmare Unicorn. We got a number 100 Numeron Dragon. And we got a collector's rare pot of prosperity. Let's go. Not only did we get a pot of prosperity, we got a collector's rare version. That is amazing. Alright, starting off hot with pack 1. Let's go. These are just 6 random packs. Alright, so Code Talker inverted. Reinforcement of the Army. Number 100 Numeron Dragon. We got an ultimate rare Eldritch the Golden Lord. And we got a collector's rare triple tactics talent. Wow. I believe we already have 3 triple tactics, so might be able to sell that. Now we have 3 Eldritch. If we ever want to add the Eldritch engine to our deck, we can. So far, 2 packs. 2 really good collector's rare pulls. Now, pack numero 3 of 6. Starting off with a Fairy Tale Luna. We got a D barrier. I'm not sure if we have 3 of these yet, so I'm going to put this off to the side, but we might already have 3. We got a Black Wing. D Code Talker Heat Soul. We can't use this yet, but when we add some Cybers cards, like some Link ones, this is going to be great for our deck, as it is a fire card. And we got Lone Fire Blossom. So this will go into the deck at some point, but it's something we're going to hold on to, because we don't have the Cybers cards to make it. Let's go 1 to the front. Lightning Storm. I don't believe we have 3 of these, so that is a good pull. Blackwing. And we got another Blackwing, and is a Platinum Secret Rare version. Magical Eyes Fusion, and Fallen of Albaz. If we do end up going with a Branded Engine, we already have 3 Fallen of Albaz, so that was the no, we got Lightning Storm. That was a good pack. I was gonna say that was the first pack we got nothing, but we did. We got Lightning Storm. Alright, Artifact Lancia, Small World. There we go. We got a Ghost Bell. I believe we only pulled 1 of these. Always good to have that option. We got Alpha. And then we got Magician Salvation. Alright, so last pack. Can we get another Pot of Prosperity or an Ash Blossom? That would be fire. But we already pulled some fire, so we'll see. Last pack magic. Nightmare Unicorn. We got Pot of Extravagance, which I believe is our 3rd one. So we do have a playset now. We have the Iris Sword Soul. We got a Collector's Rare Reasoning. And then we got a Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. So these 2 are possibilities to be added. Let me get them on camera here, yeah. Eldritch and Decode Talker Heat Soul. These definitely will be added, though D-Barrier we might already have 3, and I triple tax, I believe we have 3. But they're all in the pile that of cards we can add to the deck Once we duel.
Let's get into the duel.
Let's get into the duel. Alright guys, so we made a few changes here to the deck from the 3 structure decks. So just quickly go over these. We didn't put anything other than the structure deck here in the first duel. This is a post commentary. All of the duels will be post commentary, just easier that way. But you see we got the side deck there with all the cards we've pulled so far that eventually we want in the deck. And yeah, here's the deck. So yeah, my cat's deciding to I was waiting for my cat to leave the room, wouldn't leave the room, and just laid down. So I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna lay down, I can record. As soon as I start talking, he gets up. It's not like he's trying to go near me, he's just walking around. Yeah, these are all cards that we want to put in the deck eventually. A loss gives us 1 card, a win gives us 2. Let's get into the first duel, and let's try and get some dubs. Alright, so I'm speeding up his turn, because it's basically just setup. Never played G Golem before, so I was like really confused at these cards and what they do and stuff. But I'm glad Dueling Nexus is not like Dueling Book. I tried Dueling Book first, and it's like if you don't know what the cards do, you're screwed. I love that it just does this, where it does the cards for you. Like, it's like, okay, you can use that. Oh, no, you can't do that. Dueling Book, it just lets you do anything, and then your opponent's like, why the hell are you doing that? You're not allowed to do that. And I'm like, oh, I'm learning this deck. But yeah, as we get into my turn here, we get our Fire King Island, so I activate that immediately. Just reading. I do a lot of reading in this one, because this is our first duel with this deck. Activate it. So I do the destroy 1 monster. Waiting for the opponent. Yeah, this guy's taking forever to do nothing. But it gave me good time to. Oh no, okay, he ashed. Yeah, I think he was just considering whether he needed to ash or not. So I'm like, okay, well, hopefully he doesn't have another ash. We can use Tenki. I don't really know which is the one to go for yet. So I'm just like, da 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 da. They all kind of do similar things. So I'm gonna go with Barong. I'm going to set Solemn Judgment. And I'm like, alright, he has 3,400 attack. It's a good card. How do we set this up? So I'm like, we'll summon this. Go into battle. And I read the effect that it was going to have to attack that, but then I knew it would bring out our boss monster. So I'm like, I'll take the hit in life points to bring out our boss monster. Then we activate its effect. I'm just reading it. Making sure I read it properly, and then yeah, do that. Gives us big chunk of attack there, more than enough to beat his monster, and boom. So we took the life point hit, but I guess his monster doesn't get destroyed by some sort of card effect, because we bring this out. So I'm like, oh, do that, it destroys all the monsters, but none of his link monsters got destroyed. So I'm like, I'm so confused on how the G Golem cards work. They have to have some sort of effect. And I'm going to speed up his turn here. He takes a long time, which is really like I get me taking a long time because this is a new like if you're using a new deck and it's G Golem, like kind of weird. Like to me, if you're using G Golem, you know G Golem and all that. But yeah, we Solemn Judgment there. Lose half the life points. We stop that from happening. We destroy that. Bring back our boy. We get to double his attack there. Do that. Bring that. Get to destroy one card. I pick that because I'm like that, and then it gets destroyed. So I'm like, what? I don't understand how these cards work, but then it just gets brought right back. So I'm like, all right, do your thing, man. Yeah, and then we lost. So we're getting rid of Rekindling. I guess his monster had a attack, defense, does life points. So we bring in Ash into our deck. Very important card to add to our deck. We only had one. And then a little spoiler here for the next episode. I totally forgot, because I filmed this after the pack opening from episode 4, that we pull Cosmic Cyclone in that one. So we add that to the side deck. So you'll see that in the next episode. But we get to go first here. And this is going to be a much better duel here. The other one is like G Golem. Don't know anything about it. And I totally just played into his game. And not that I know that I could have done anything different there. I didn't know. I guess I wouldn't have placed my monster in defense mode. But yeah, we got Ponix here, which I believe is the starter monster. This deck, I'm still learning this deck. Sorry if I cough at any moment. Use Imperm, I was so mad. I know what card it would have activated, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. It would have been Skyburn, and it's like, he doesn't have cards to destroy. So, kind of screwed there. Imperm really screwed me there. But yeah, I am fighting a cold right now, so sorry if I sound kind of weird and if I cough at all or anything. Yeah, so he brings out that. I'm like, what? So I'm like, yeah, I guess we'll Solemn Judgment it. Because, like, that's definitely a starter card. I'm not afraid to take the hit. And then, yeah, that was his starter card. He surrendered. We get our first W. Solemn Judgment gets the win. So we get to add 2 cards into our deck. Question is, what are we taking out? We're taking out Echelon of the Fire Kings for our second Ash. And then I'm like, what do we take out? I'm like, let's take out one of the Torrential Tributes. We haven't really run into that card. It's not the greatest. So then we bring in Lightning Storm. We need back row removal. So then the 2 cards we're adding into the side deck here, I've decided was a second Evenly Matched, which will eventually go into the deck. And then the next card we add into the side deck is our Pot of Extravagance. We need cards that help us draw. So we're starting off here. Looking okay. You know, we got the Ash, we got the Solemn Judgment, and then we got some cards to start us off. So we set the Solemn Judgment, use the Fire King Island. Like, one effect can be chained. I'm like, reading them. I'm like, sure. So that can be chained. Like I said, still learning this deck. And then, yeah, so we can destroy that to summon that. And then the Fire King Island actually becomes useless. And then we end our turn because we're not going to summon Ash. So we got 2400 monster there. We got Ash. We got Solemn Judgment. I'm thinking, you know what? It's pretty good. Looking pretty good. So yeah, he uses Foolish Burial. Some of this I'm not speeding up just to show you what I do. But on things where I can't do anything, I'm just going to speed it up and just be like, yeah. So we use the Ash on the Foolish Burial. And then he does that. I'm like, oh, he's playing Cyber Dragon. So I'm thinking, okay, this is good because when I first got back into Yu-Gi-Oh, my deck was Cyber Dragon. So I'm like, I know Cyber Dragon. This is going to be a good duel. So I'm waiting. He's doing that. And I'm like, all right, yes, Solemn Judgment. Perfect. Boom. Destroys that, but he's got a trick up his sleeve. It's been a long time since I played Cyber Dragon. So he brings that out. Clockwork Knight, I never had in my deck, so I don't even know what that did. But yeah, his monster, it makes my monsters lose attack and stuff. And then, yeah, so he does that. And then activate the effect for being destroyed. Bring back the Rangbali. Loses attack, but we get to destroy one card on the field. I destroy that. On a second thought, that was my mistake. I should have destroyed his spell card. Because of the losing the attack, it really screwed me in this duel. So he starts to pop off here. We have nothing. So he gets his Seeger out, and that's finally our turn. We got Lightning Storm, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Fire King Island is going to screw us here because we can't use Lightning Storm. If you could use Lightning Storm, we get rid of his Seeger or his spell card. But we destroy that to bring out our Sacred Fire King into our hand. And then we can chain the card. Then we activate its effect. But then an effect Veiler, and that was game right there. No spoilers, but spoilers. That was game right there. Not being able to use the effect to get his attack up, attack the Seeger. It screwed us. So he just pops off here. And we really stood no chance. So we're going to end with a record of 1-2. But hey, OTK for our win, right? Solemn Judgment gets us the W. And yeah, I knew we lost here, so I'm just like, I'm not even going to quit. I'm just going to take the loss like a man. Boom. And then life points. And that's game. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't and you want to see more of the Sealed Only Fire King series, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. We're moving another Torrential Tribute for Triple Tactics. Need the ability to draw cards, so we're adding Extravagance to the side deck, along with Triple Tactics to the main. And yeah, subscribe if you're new. Join the Side Dish Nation. This is Rice, Games and Cards, Cards and Games. Added 2 Ash, 1 Lightning Storm, 1 Triple Tactics in this video. And we'll see where we go from here. Just reminding you guys, you are loved, you are important, and you do matter.